It's time to empower you. It's time to inspire you. It's time to get you determined. It's time to make you feel that if things are against your odds, you can fight back hard. Ladies and gentlemen, a brand new show called Velumani's 4G. I am Siddharth Kannan. Why is this show called Velumani's 4G, you ask me? Let me tell you. This is a journey of a boy who was born to a farmer and who runs an empire called Thyrocare, which sells wellness packages listed in the National Stock Exchange in India and which has broken norms and set trends. This is the journey of Dr. Velumani. Hello, sir. Welcome to our show.
Hello.
4G, what does it stand for?
That 4G means guts, grits, growth and glory.
When you said about these 4 words, it has such an integral part of your life. We're going to be learning a lot of things from this show. But most importantly, I want my viewers to know about this journey. You were born to a landless farmer and now you're sitting in an office which is, what should I say? The whole thing is yours, completely. I don't have a small room to myself and you have an empire. So if I tell you to shut your eyes and look back at what you've been through, how would you summarize that?
Yes, Siddharth, it was a small village. You can't even find it in the Taluk map. It was in Coimbatore district. And that village name is Appa Naikan Patti Pudur. Very difficult even for a Tamilian to tell it. Well, the village was too small, parents were too poor, the family was too big, and poverty was the background. Education was not at all possible according to the standards of that particular village and our family. But I managed to do something in education, and family of 4 all struggled for the 4th meal every day, and that was the village life. But my parents wanted us to study. They struggled. It was too tough because colleges were far away. But I must tell you, government schemes were wonderful, and I was a beneficiary of some government schemes. Those days in Tamil Nadu, meals were available in schools. So that way the village was the background, and the poverty was the chasing one, and education was important because without education you would end up only working in the field, which I was scared of. And then finally I got a Harijan hostel to stay and did a BSc. The BSc was with maths, physics and chemistry. I was fortunate to score 200 out of 200 in mathematics.
Wow.
But unfortunate enough not to get into engineering. But today if you ask me what went right, I was fortunately in a village. I was fortunately poor. I fortunately did not do engineering or medicine. And I fortunately did not get a good job.
I'm very surprised that when you use words like fortunate, rest of the world, or rest of the people would say unfortunately. Why are you using fortunately?
I think all successful men, once they are successful, they will attribute everything as fortunate, because without them, he would have not been what he is now. So if I look back, what really has molded me? That challenges. I don't think without challenges anyone is successful. That's why I said guts are needed to venture, then grits are needed to sustain, and finished the graduation, looked for a job, no one gave me a job, everyone kept on asking, do you have experience? Unfortunately, they did not understand. That experience comes only once you give a job. So I had to truly fail roughly around 40-50 interviews. Then I took a decision that time itself that if I start a company of my own, I will only take freshers.
Wow.
Today I have 1,000 employees, and for all the 1,000 employees, I am the first employer. So that gives me a great satisfaction. All where people expected it to have been a struggle were my experience. And all that experience finally gives me enormous confidence and courage to decide what to do, how to do, and when to do. So I think that village life, that struggle, that unemployment, all have been very, very enriching experiences. They teach you frugality. They teach you how to focus. They teach you how to value the family values, how to value the societal values. And today I am big because of that background. Then comes a situation where nothing works in Coimbatore in my favor. Then I had to take a call. Then I took a decision to go to Mumbai. And I had only a 500 rupees in my pocket, in which 83 rupees were spent on my second class sleeper to come to Mumbai. And it was a very tough day for me to leave home because all life was around the ration card. Parents, siblings, forgetting and moving to Mumbai was very, very tough decision. I took it, and then I sat in a Jayanti Janata Express which leaves Kanyakumari and reaches Mumbai via Coimbatore. And from Coimbatore to Mumbai it was 35 hours of journey. And I distinctly remember around 20 hours I must have cried like anything. Finally I reached Mumbai VT railway station, and it was August 18th, I distinctly remember. August 18th, 1982, I landed in Mumbai, and 18, 19 and 23 nights I stayed in VT railway platform because I did not have anyone to receive me in Mumbai. I want to tell that also was fortunately. You know why?
Why?
Success in life is delta. Delta is x2 minus x1. x2 is where you are today. x1 was where you were that day. And my x1 was 0 because I was from a village, I was from a poor family. And even in Mumbai, my x1 was 0 because I stayed in VT railway platform. And usse niche kuch ho hi nahi sakta hai. And then onwards, fortunately, I got a government job.
What was the reaction? Was it this? Yay!
Yeah, I think when I gave an interview in government job, I was a mathematics student, and the interviewer asked me a question, where is thyroid? And I had a big stress because I didn't know where thyroid is. But I must tell you, in 1982, I did not know where is thyroid. And in 1992, I finished a PhD in thyroid biochemistry. And in 2002, I ran world's largest thyroid testing lab.
My God, round of applause. Wow.
So that is what I call as start from zero and be a hero. But then life was going on very smooth in BRC. By the time I got married, my wife was from State Bank of India, and I had two good children of age 7 and 5. I was 37 years of age. It looked life has reached to the best possible comfort zone. But comfort zone means danger zone. Many people start enjoying comfort zone. Everybody should touch a comfort zone and then should not enjoy it. Because the minute you start enjoying, the comfort zone becomes a danger zone. So I took a decision to quit the government job. That decision was a decision which was even not discussed with my wife. In fact, I keep telling people, you can either discuss or decide, you can't do both. Had I discussed, my wife would have discouraged. Maybe my father-in-law would have come and told, gentleman, what is that? I gave you my daughter because you were a gazetted officer. Abhi kya natak hai? So all these things were reasons why I didn't discuss. I think that was one of the boldest decisions in life I have taken. And I asked to myself a question, jeene aaya ya jeetne aaya? I said, so if I wanted to live, I could have lived in Coimbatore. I have to win. I was restless. I have to do something. So I thought I should take a decision. And in fact, I asked in another way, बड़ा होना है या बुड्ढा होना है? बुड्ढा तो अपने आप होता है. वो भी सरकार नौकरी में जल्दी होता है. तो बड़ा बनना है तो रिस्क लेना है. So that is where I call romancing with risk is the most enjoyable thing in life. And did the decision of quitting the job, quit the job, and then I didn't know how will I do business. I didn't know that I can do business, but I took a decision not to do what I was doing. I think this is very important. Don't continue to do the same thing lifelong because you have got one life. So I took a decision, started the business. That was a great BRC job, government job, gazetted officer job. Giving up that was just not that simple for a conventional man. Took a decision. Now I don't have money in hand to do business. I had only 2 lakh rupees of my provident fund amount, which I got after resigning from BRC job. Well, took a small place, rented garage in South Mumbai and started doing the work. 1 employee. I was the only employee. Then I did it, literally speaking, in my own way. Did not bother much about what world will talk about me, what neighbors will talk, what peers will talk. Slowly started, and I kept a best quality. I myself was the technician and I was doing the test. I went and picked up specimen. I provided quality. Nothing sells on this earth as good as quality sells. So I got getting more business. 1 sample a day become 10 samples a day, became 100 samples a day, became 1000 samples a day, has crossed 10,000 samples a day. Today we are doing roughly around 60,000 samples a day. So this is how the journey has been in the last 21 years in terms of a number of specimens that are done in the floor. Started as one laboratory employee, that myself. Second employee was my wife. Then it became 10 employees, then became 100 employees. Today we are crossing 1,000 employees. Started with the 2 lakh rupees of investment. We did a 1 crore per annum turnover in the 4th year, 10 crores per annum in 8th year, 100 crores per annum in 16th year, and today we have crossed around 400 crores per annum. So if you look at it, there has been no looking back. I did things different. Fortunately, I was not a medical doctor. Because I was not a medical doctor, because I was a mathematician, I started looking at this business numerically. Because as a numerical pathologist, if a mathematician does pathology, it's known as numerical pathology. First time I introduced a way of looking at it. So I focused on biochemistry. I took only freshers. I employed the best of the automations. And slowly and steadily, I became a phenomena in the laboratory industry. This time, just 5 years back, when I was coolly running this business, people who had money was interested in buying my stock. So all were queuing to me, and I didn't want to sell. Because I didn't want to sell, I had courage to increase my stock value. Because it is rare stock, people still bought it. So it all started some 5 years back. I thought it is worth 200 crore. Then I said it 400 crore. Then I sold it at 800 crore. Finally, it became 1600 crore. And today it is roughly around 3900 crore.
Gosh.
That means this journey has been nothing but adding zeros. And I can distinctly remember every 5 years how I have added a zero to my value, to company's value, and the journey has been a great journey. April 2016, we got it listed. Once I have got it listed, first as I said, it started with guts, then comes grits, then comes the growth, and then comes the glory. I am a boy who is in the National Stock Exchange seen as a disruptor, created a huge business project, and today I am busy in attending interviews in various business channels, and I am said to be one of the successful entrepreneur. Mind you, I did not know the spelling of entrepreneur when I started this business. So all this entire journey, my mother made me very powerful in the first 25 years of my life. Then came my wife. She was a very powerful lady. And she remained with me for 30 long years in making man out of me, making a leader out of me, making a powerful storyteller out of me. And then she helped me to do my MSc, to do my PhD, and to run the company, and everything was going on so smooth. Unfortunately, just few months before we went for an IPO, she was detected to have cancer, and she had pancreatic cancer, and she just ejected from this world because she just couldn't withstand that pain. So that is a greatest loss for me. I think the entire success of mine, the entire journey of mine, all is dedicated to that lady who did not consume what she created, and she only lived only for me. For her, only world was me. So I feel emotional whenever it comes to summing up that part of glory. She didn't have time to enjoy that glory which I got, for which she struggled for 30 long years.
But I'm sure she's hearing us from the heavens above, and she's a very, very proud woman. And I know she's somewhere around this room as well, hearing us talk. Romancing with the risk. Sometimes risk can hit you right back at your face. A lot of people want to take risks, but there's this fear which says, you know what, if I take this risk, maybe it'll hit me hard. Do you become fearless to fight risk or take risks?
In life, there are two aspects. One is security, another is prosperity. There is nothing known as secured prosperity. So if you look at it, fear is fear of losing. Fear of losing is only with those people who have too much. If you don't have anything, what is there to lose? So that is why I keep telling, those people who have seen poverty will not be scared of anyone. So the fear factor is not there. So if you ask me how to assess a risk, which is a question very often people don't know, I think there are two kinds of risks. In one, if you got it, you got 10 zeros. If you have lost it, you have lost 1 zero. There is another risk. If you got it, you got only 2 more zeros, but if you have lost it, you have lost 3-4 zeros. So very important is to assess the right risk. In fact, an entrepreneur is the one who can assess the risk right.
You've obviously made all of us fearless as well. Throw fear out of your dictionary, and then you can romance with risk. You threw a certain line about poverty as well. And you've told me one-to-one the luxury of poverty. How is poverty a luxury? I fail to understand, but I want to discuss that in our next episode. The luxury of poverty. Ladies and gentlemen, Velumani's 4G, which stands for
guts, grits, growth, and glory.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, our endeavor in these shows are to ensure that you get empowered, inspired, learn about life from a man who's had the most incredible journey from being a young boy to a farmer to running an empire called Thyrocare, which is listed in the National Stock Exchange. We will talk about the luxury of poverty. So if you feel that you are in the poverty zone, don't worry. The sky is high and you can touch it, like the way Dr. Velumani has done. I am Siddharth Kannan. See you next episode on Velumani's 4G.